Hi friends, in this video we are going to learn about what is Azure SQL database and how to create it in Azure portal. So Azure SQL database is nothing but a relational database which we can build directly in Azure portal. So if you know that initially or usually we build our database using on-premise SQL Server where you have to install the SQL Server on your machine, and creating SSMS, you need to connect to that server and create a database. So instead of that, you don't need to install any software on your machine. You can directly go to Azure portal and search for this database service and create this. We will see how to create a database as well. And second point is Azure SQL database is always up to date, fully managed relational database. So what this means is Microsoft takes care of all the hardware required for this, all the security patches, and maintaining the version and keeping up to date all the databases. So as a customer or user, we don't need to worry about maintaining all this thing. Okay. And third thing is it is easily scalable as per our demand. So suppose our database grows up to certain extent and we need to increase the memory, so we don't need to do anything like we used to do in our physical machine. We need to increase our memory capacity and hard disk capacity and all. So we just need to click some few options where we can increase the database size, and easily it will be scaled up to whatever memory limit we want it to. So how to create an Azure SQL database? So let's go to Azure portal. So I am using a sandbox subscription to for this demo. I will click on create and search for Azure SQL. Click on Azure SQL. The first option, click on create. So here you can see three options like SQL database, SQL managed instance, SQL virtual machine. So if you directly want to create a new database, SQL database on Azure portal, we can go ahead with this option. So SQL managed instance is option where if it is best suitable if you have already a database on premise and you want to migrate it, into Azure. So this provides an easy lift and shift options. And third is SQL virtual machine. Uh, this is usually used when your SQL needs some operating system level access, and which cannot in this case you cannot use SQL database or any other option. So in those cases you can use SQL virtual machines. So for now in this training we will see how to create SQL database. Click on create. In subscription, if you have multiple subscription, you can select which subscription you want. Resource group, I will select the default resource group. Database name, you need to give a unique database name. So before that, we need to create server as well. So as you know that database is hosted on some server. So here we will create a server first. Click on create new. Server name, I will just give it as training server. It should only have lowercase. Let's see if this name is available. Yes, it is available. Location, whichever is closer to the application, usually you should select that location. Authentication method. Okay, if you want to access using Azure Active Directory, so you can use this, or you can, if you want it using SQL authentication or both SQL and Azure Active Directory, you can use this option. So for now, I will just use SQL authentication and give SQL Server admin login. I will keep some simple name as admin123. I will provide a password. Just keep in mind. I mean, you should remember this password or write it down somewhere. I'll click on OK. Now you need to give your database name. I will give it as training DB123. Want to use SQL Elastic Pool? Leave this option as of now. We don't need to go into this. Workload environment, I will give it as development, compute plus storage. So here it will show what configuration you will get in this database. It is a standard series Gen 5, which means it will have 1 vCore, 32 GB storage, and zone redundant disabled. So these are some configuration where in detail you can go in Microsoft official page. You will get all the list of what all configurations are available and which one is best suitable for you. So for this training purpose, we only need a simple database for testing. So here as well we have different redundancy backup storage option. So this means that whenever your database is created, where all backup should be taken. So this is for now we will take it as locally redundant backup storage. It means that in the same location or same locally, it will be copied as 3 different copies. Okay, so to know more about zone redundant and geo redundant, I will create a different video altogether for that. Click on review plus create. Okay, there are some other options as well, like networking, connectivity method. You want no access, public endpoint, private endpoint. So you can keep as it is, and later also you can change. For now, what I will do is I will keep it as public endpoint so that I can access it from anywhere. So this is a testing, so I can keep it, but whenever you want to do a productionalized database, so you have to be careful about which option you need to choose here. Firewall rules, as of now, I will keep everything as it is. Add current client IP address. I'll click as yes, so that my IP will be added in this whitelist. Contention policy, I will leave this as it is, everything as it is. Security, just to show you what all options are available here. So if Microsoft provides some, Microsoft Defender for SQL, if you want security package, you can add it as well. The rest all thing I will leave it as it is. Additional settings as of now not required. Tags also not required. I will just click on review plus create. Now once you click on create, it will take around 1 to 2 minutes. I will forward this video till the database gets created. Okay, once this deployment is completed, you will see the message. Now just click on go to resource. So here you can see the database has been created with the name. And what you can do is if you want to query or create a tables, so Azure portal provides the query editor here itself. So just click on query editor, provide the password for the SQL server, click on OK. It will ask for certificate. I had registered the certificate earlier. Okay, now what I will do is I will just write a create table command. Okay, nothing, just one column, and I will click on run command. This query got succeeded. Now if you refresh this, you should be able to see the database table created here. So once this database is created and the server is created, you can connect this through your SSMS as well. Okay, so all the server details which are required you will get through this portal. Like if I go to all resources, it will show the database and you should be able to see the server as well. Okay, so this is the server name and this is the database name, training DB123. So you can copy this and you can try connecting it through your SSMs as well. So that's it for this video. So this was just short introduction to how to create Azure SQL database and how to create commands, execute commands on query editor.